Alright, welcome to my channel. This channel here is going to be electrical installations and the things that are wrong with the electrical installations. It's not necessarily a wall of shame type deal. This is more of what went wrong, how it went wrong, the consequences of what of when things go bad, and then ultimately what maybe we should have done in the first place. So here we are. We're in this. This place was roughed in. So for those of us have rough-in crews and finish crews, it's imperative that we treat each wire like we're not going to be the ones later terminating it. So whatever we do, we need to identify them really well. I think one of the toughest things when you get back and you've got a drop ceiling and you've got wires just hanging everywhere, and they're not, the better you can identify it, I think the better off you're going to be. I don't think you can over-identify. I think you can under-identify. So I think erring on the side of caution is always going to be a kind of imperative. So what we've got in here is this was an MC job. There's lots of drop ceilings. So just want to kind of start off with a room over here. So what we had in here was a room where you're going to see wires kind of just coiled up out of here. So one of the problems with this, that wire, that conduit there, literally somebody just bent that conduit and stuffed it in there. It was a data stub. As you can see, they bent all these, turned all these in towards the walls. But what I'm more talking about today is kind of properly identifying where we want the wires to come out, so to ensure they come out at the same spot where exactly we want them. So here, these wires here under cabinet lights, when I put them in, I put blocking in and put the elevation, whatever, 54 inches, exactly where I wanted. So they would be stubbed out right underneath the cabinets, exactly where we wanted them. But what we got up in the ceiling here above us, though, is really is kind of the problem. So the sheetrocking crew comes in, and I think what's important is treat them like the insulators came in. They moved all our wires from one side of the wall bay to the other side of the wall bay where they could. If they weren't supported in such a way where it was 100%, they knew exactly where it was coming out. They just stuff them in the walls because they don't care. They literally took out some of my blocking for different things because it made their job insulating tougher. So not just identifying those wires so when we get back to working on them, but making sure that they are pinned in such a way that the crews coming after cannot screw them up, cannot put them on the wrong side of the wall, cannot leave them in the stud bay, cannot hurt your wires and damage your wires. Don't expect other trades to take any kind of care in the work that they do with your wiring. They just won't. So what we're finding here is consistently damaged wires. We're finding the installation crew but while some of it's their fault for not doing their trade, and some of it's on us because we need to protect our wires from anybody. You got to treat every other person like they don't have any clue about what they're doing. Therefore, protecting your own wires because they're not going to. Second, identify those wires so the finished crew, whether it's you or so anybody on your crew can come in and finish without having to call and say, hey, what did you do here? Identify everything in such a way. Group them. I think what we want to do is kind of group. So that's like all our MC for heat right there. And I actually came back in here and put all those in there together. They are labeled and they're identified and they're all grouped together. So when I get back in there, I'll know that that's for the baseboard heat. And then they got to put it's up in the ceiling because they're going to put thermostats, low voltage thermostats. So the control people will need to control that with a transformer up there. So a relay, whatever. So here, what you can see, you just want to don't make a little mark where you want your wires to come out. So what I did here, I left a big arrow. Up there, big arrow, right? I actually, because I do care, I marked that, I put that, this top of a sheetrock is here. The next sheet is 48 inches, so I put that up 48 inches above, 48 inches above that next rock. So when they're sheetrocking, they can just stop their sheet and don't have to make any holes. Therefore, they're less likely to damage your sheetrock because I've made it very, very simple for them. You know, so it's just, I think that's what today I wanted to talk about, is just setting yourself up for, you know, the end results. So take the time now so that at the end of the job, you're not scratching your head or fishing wires because you got damaged wires, or screwed wires because you didn't manage your clearance properly, your 1.25 inches from the stud. Set yourself up for success on the backside of the job with what you do with the rough-in. Even though you may be the rough-in crew and you're not coming back to do the finishes, by all means, do it like you're the one that's doing the finish. Yet somebody else did the rough-in, so you have no clue what each wire is. Just label it as if you have no idea what that wire is. Set yourself up. Set yourself up so the insulators, sheetrockers, anybody down the road can 100% identify where that wire is supposed to stub out of the wall. Because if you don't, they don't care. If you don't make it 100% set in stone where it's coming, they don't care, and maybe they shouldn't. It's our job to make sure our wires are where they're supposed to be. I think other than that, doing things neatly with a workman-like manner. Do everything that you can do during rough-in. That, you know, even though you might be able to do it later, do it during rough-in while there's no flooring on the floor, there's no paint on the walls, there's no finishes in, no drop ceiling that you can damage. If you do it now while you're roughing it in, it saves possibly damaging finish surfaces later. So there it is. That's what we're going to be doing on here. I'm going to be doing more of these videos as we go about our day and we find things that are kind of maybe wall of shame worthy or teachable moments. We're going to get on here and we're going to go ahead and teach the right way to do it. Maybe give some pointers and some ideas on how we can go and do our jobs better. Thank you for watching.